How do you think these stories get started? I am a huge movie fanatic, Nate, coming back with another winter-themed solo movie review. I'm here to review Screams of a Winter Night.
In the shadow of evil, in the echo of sin, in the icy stare of moonlight, our ghostly tale begins. Screams of a Winter Night. How do you think these stories get started? Rated PG.
Now this movie I first found out about in 1991, back at one of my local video stores, Mr. Movies, back in the day when Mr. Movies was around. I think there's still some Mr. Movies is around, but that's another story. Not necessarily in Minnesota, but anyway, back in the day when Mr. Movies were all over the place, there was one in my neighborhood that I, of course, being a huge movie fanatic from day one, frequented very often. And I just saw like this title, as you do with so many boxes and posters and stuff, but in this case it was a box. I just saw this box cover, which was that goofy ass drawing of the whatever the hell, the Bigfoot in the movie or whatever. It was a cool painting / drawing or whatever of just whatever, this Bigfoot creature or whatever, and it like Screams of a Winter Night, and I think the font was like, I don't know, snowy or icy or something like that, and that title, I didn't rent it at the time or anything like that. That title just stuck with me. I was just like, that's a really cool title, Screams of a Winter Night. And me and a friend of mine were making, like short horror movie videos back in the day, which you'll probably get to see on this video. I don't know where it's going to go, probably at the end of the review, which is something that me and a friend made in a short little video on a Fisher-Price video camera, PXL 2000. It was a black and white Fisher-Price toy video camera. We made this short, which was obviously which I called Screams of a Winter Night, which was mostly inspired by the movie Fred Olen Ray movie Scalps that I had just recently seen. And if you've seen Scalps and you watch the Screams of a Winter Night short, which will be at the end of this review, you'll see exactly where all the Scalps inspiration is in the Screams of a Winter Night. I actually years ago emailed Fred Olen Ray the video of Screams of a Winter Night, because it was exactly, emailed him a link to the video, and because it was exactly based on, inspired by Scalps. And I think he watched it, and I think he kind of enjoyed it, because he asked, what are you doing now? I think he was kind of impressed by it for being like, a couple 14-year-old, bratty kids. So on to my review of Screams of a Winter Night. Then just by chance, the friend of mine who I made that movie with in 1991 would later, I think it was 1999 or maybe 98 or 99, would later find a VHS used copy of Screams of a Winter Night and bought it for my birthday. So thank you very much for buying me Screams of a Winter Night. Finally, almost 10 years I had been meaning, not necessarily, not like I was meaning to see it every month of those 10 years, or nearly 10 years, but it was just kind of cool that it was like 91, I became aware of it in 99 or 98, it might have been 98 he gave me it, I think. He gave me it, and I was like, ooh, I finally get to see it. And actually getting onto the review, what do you know? When I saw it, I was kind of disappointed because, obviously being Minnesotan, the winter, which is winters with snow, of course, and frostbite and freezing drizzle and just ice and just everything's frozen, even your asshole. I was kind of disappointed to see that it was more like a, I don't know where the hell it was made, but there's like not a snowflake in the movie, I don't think. It was like you know, woodsy, brown, dry, you know, non-snowy Screams of Winter Night. So that was kind of, you know, at the very beginning, very disappointing, because it was just like, oh, you know, because if you're from Minnesota, when you make a movie called Screams of Winter Night, and there's no snow, it's just like whatever. But I mean, it's not like California, but it's not also, you know, snow. But so basically, this movie I think came out in 1978 or 1979, and it actually is very Evil Dead, and it's obviously a couple years before Evil Dead was made.
How long since anybody's been here, Don?
Listen, it's been a few years, I guess. We used to come here every summer.
Looks like quite a place.
It looks spooky.
Watch it.
How many bedrooms?
Well, sort of spooky.
It is kind of creepy looking.
Listen, it's a lot nicer than it looks.
How many bedrooms?
Hey, Cal, wait a minute, will you?
Where do we go?
Right there. We'll have to go into the back.
But it did Evil Dead in a lot of ways before Evil Dead did, in the sense that, you know, this van full of young, I think they're more like mid to late 20s or whatever, which people who I think are supposed to be younger in the movie. I'll take a van up with this goofy guy with these glasses, take a van up to this guy's cabin, you know, and just hang around and basically tell stories. Another thing I was kind of disappointed in when I first saw it, which is it's one of these movies where these people just gather around and just tell stories. And I think there's like, I can't remember if there's like 3 stories they tell. And what's so ironic and goofy about it is when they tell the stories, the people who are like actually the ones who took the van to the the cabin, are the ones who like are the actors in the scenes of the stories they tell. And it's just like, I don't understand that. It's like, how come we don't have like different actors being these people in these scenes? And
Okay, well, excuse me. Jeez.
I think maybe the first story they told, the one with the, you know, that urban legend of the, you know, hanging on to the guy goes for gas and ends up, you know, hanging above the top of the car. The first one's actually different people. This guy who's a really bad actor. Oh man, it's so funny. I haven't seen this for a while, but I've seen enough where I really remember it. So I think the second and the third story, the second one's like the green light, and then the third one, which is I don't know what it is. Those ones feature the actors that took the van to the cabin. But Screams of Winter Night is a really kind of goofy ass cult classic, you know, gem, which I'm pretty sure you can watch here on YouTube. So feel free to check it out. Which is cool and dumb at the same time. Like the main character, I can't remember his name, but the guy with the glasses, I love him because he's such a nerdy dork. And he's like, you got the, what the hell's, you got the matches? And he's like, right here in my gym sock. That's the second story, the green light, where he's actually, you know, the people who took the van up there is actually playing the people. It's like they ran out of actors or something, so they had to just do it themselves. But this guy's just such a nerd and whatever, and he plays it really well.
What happened to the first guy? Parker?
Wasn't that great? Did you see Juki's face? Have any of you ever heard of the Moss Point Man?
The what?
The Moss Point Man.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Don.
That's right. And I know for a fact that it's true.
And Screams of, I think I'll just go 2 stars, because at the end of the day it's mostly just dumb. But I will tell you, it's funny because before Full Moon even existed, it is like billed at the very beginning a Full Moon production or something like that, and it's like 10 years before Charles Band's Full Moon became in existence. So that's kind of interesting. That's kind of just a funny side note, but Charles Band wasn't the one who thought of, Full Moon originally. So more or less, it's just kind of oh, what I was getting at before is the opening credits are kind of cool, where you actually, the story that this nerdy guy tells to this friend of his about the location. I should have watched it because I rewatched it because I can't remember these names that the nerdy guy calls this stuff, but there's like some little tale of a tale about something that happened around the spot where the cabin is built, that he tells his friend right when they get there, and we kind of hear what's supposedly supposed to be the real event at the beginning of the movie. What's really kind of cool is that we hear that at the beginning, but we don't see anything. It's just like black screen. We hear this stuff. Oh my gosh, the the horse is out there, paw. Oh, get it, and it's just like all this ruckus and like wind and it's actually kind of, it's a PG movie, but it actually kind of creeps me out a little bit. And if you laugh, that's fine. That's your right to laugh. But it's actually kind of, I like how the opening credits were, where they had that scene, if you will. It was like an audio scene of this incident that happened, because then it's almost like a radio show at the very beginning. Your mind can fill in what happens. But so it's, 2 stars. There's good nerdy goofy things about the movie, but more or less lackluster. And of course, if you're from a place in the world, or where winter is actual real snow winter, the title screams of a winter. It could have been like Screams of a Spring Night or something, where I don't know, it looks more like spring, how spring is, or where it's just all brown and stuff, like around places where it's snows and stuff. So we'll just leave it at that. I've probably already gone on too long, but coming up next, if you're still watching, and thanks to anyone that is, this is me and a friend of mine video short shot on PXL 2000 Fisher-Price video in probably like December 1991. I obviously ripped the title right off of the real movie title, Screams of a Winter Night, and very heavily inspired by Fred Olen Ray's Scalps. So here it comes, our Screams of a Winter Night. Thanks for watching.
Hey, get away from me. Stop it. No! Hey, get away from him. No! No!
Screams of a Winter Night.
It's a nice night for a walk. God, it's sort of cold and stuff, but oh yeah, I like it. What was that? Oh, jeez. Shit, what a freak. Oh, shit.
That was something else.
God, that was freaky.